I yelled at a Down syndrome girl and made her cry. My reasoning was completely justified. I know I sound like the bad guy, but hear me out. I have a 14-year-old cousin with Down syndrome. She is overall a very nice girl, but she has one major issue that can't seem to be resolved. She coughs with her mouth wide open and coughs directly into people's faces, or if we are eating she will cough into your food. I see her pretty often as we are a close family, and this becomes an issue just about every time. I've tried staying silent, but it's a serious problem. I've addressed this with my aunt and she just tells me to get over it because she doesn't know any better. She's also gone on to say it's not like you can catch that thing if she coughs on you, that thing, in reference to her Down syndrome. Also, I've noticed that she is not even taking the effort to try and correct her. She just sits around and lets her do it, does not even say something as simple as let's remember to cover our mouth. I've told her she needs to get it under control, but she refuses to acknowledge it, continuing to play the she can't help it card. The final straw for me was 2 days ago when we were visiting my other aunt who has a newborn. They gave my cousin the chance to hold the baby while sitting on the couch. She then coughed 2 huge coughs directly into the baby's face. I was terrified. I yelled, "Stop, you'll make the baby sick." My aunt told me to stop being so dramatic and let it go. My cousin then started crying. I responded with, "I'll let it go when you teach your daughter to cover her mouth when she coughs. It's not that hard. I understand that raising a child with Down syndrome is not easy. It's very difficult, I know. I just feel that this is something every child should be taught." My aunt flipped out and my cousin started crying hysterically. My aunt told me I should be ashamed of myself and they stormed out. Almost my entire family is calling me an a-hole, saying I was being so rude and ignorant. My grandma even said it was fine if she coughed in the baby's face because babies can't catch anything. I yelled at a Down syndrome girl and made her cry. My reasoning was completely justified. Sadly, I have a relatively scary update. Something I did not mention in that post was that the aunt with the baby was very silent the entire encounter. She was also very much pressured into letting my Down syndrome cousin hold her newborn baby. My grandma and my cousin's mom kept saying over and over to let my Down syndrome cousin hold him. She was overall reluctant and quiet, but they kept pushing. My cousin's mom even made a comment about her being ableist for not letting her hold him. She was submissive and caved in. Also, something I did not mention was that my Down syndrome cousin has a severe punching problem. She is very sweet, but when she gets upset she will start punching people. Her mom doesn't stop it because she insists she doesn't know any better and insists hitting will help her calm down. Well, yesterday my aunt with the baby called me sobbing, telling me that my cousin and aunt came over to see the baby and was pushed into letting the Down syndrome cousin hold the baby once again. My cousin got into a fit and started slapping the baby in the face hard. My aunt rushed over and took the baby away. She reprimanded both cousin and her mom. My cousin started crying and the cousin's mom asked how dare she yell at them and kept playing the she doesn't know any better card. I believe she should be teaching her that it's not okay to hurt a baby. My aunt kicked them out and she told me she took the baby to the ER. My cousin's mom sent my aunt a message going on about how ableist she was and she knew the risk of hitting by letting her hold him. Except you pressured her into it? The next thing that happened was my grandma called my aunt with the baby and angrily yelled at my aunt on the phone. She threatened her saying she better not report my cousin for slapping the baby or there will be dire consequences. My grandma also continued to pull the she doesn't know any better card and insisted my aunt should just get used to the fact that my cousin hits people and it's going to happen. My aunt was furious but kept silent. I don't know what she ended up telling the ER happened, but he sustained no serious injuries. After they got back home my cousin's mom called her saying she never should have taken him to the ER in the first place because it wasn't that big of a deal and that she was being dramatic. My aunt finally told me at the end of the phone call that she had decided to go no contact with them and apologize to me as that would mean leaving me behind. I told her it would not, because I've decided if these people think that my cousin should get away with assaulting babies because she has Down syndrome and refuse to help her or try to correct her behavior, then they're not worth being around. We're both going no contact now.